Gentlemen, welcome back to the Tiege Hanley Starting a Business, Building a Brand vlog. This one, big number 150. So I was asked a few vlogs ago in the comment section to give you guys an update on my studio. I don't know how many months ago, but I told you that I was sort of redoing one of the rooms and creating this new studio. And so today, why don't I take you in? All right, guys, so here is the new studio. Show you what it looks like, what I'm staring at right here. I've got these 5 lights. I've got those lights up there. When I turn on, they look like that. When I turn these on, boom, it looks like this. A wall of light hitting me in the face. And then in the back, we've got some lights up there that are actually shining on the wall, but the whole ceiling, these little foam things, pretty much all like that. I've got a carpet in here, a little chair in the corner, little desk. That's pretty much it. So what do you think? The audio is great in here. The lighting, I think, really works, and I'm very, very excited. I've been using it now. I think I filmed like 10 videos in here, and they look great, and I'm really happy because I've got so much more room as opposed to the old one across the hall. This is the old studio, the clamp lights, some lights up there, and then back here. The problem with using... Let me see if I can get this. The problem with this studio is that I couldn't do like full body shots. It looks fine, but if I try to zoom out, I've got these shelves on one side, and also I've got that trim. I've just got a light socket. It's not real conducive to filming amazing videos. Speaking of amazing, why don't we head back into the office and kick this bad boy off? All right, back to Tiege Hanley business. Do you like that little tour? Anyway, the new studio is amazing. It really is great. I'm still sort of a little bit nervous every time I film in there though, because I'm like, oh, is it gonna look okay? Because I did one video like 2 weeks ago where I was using a different camera, and it was really dark, the video, and you couldn't really see any detail, but I think I've got it worked out now, and I'm really excited about it. So that's that. Also, I want to tell you about something else that's very exciting, which is this. This is officially the official Tiege Hanley final product of the soon-to-be launched lip balm. You don't even know, right? Because I've talked about lip balm a while ago. I actually showed, I think, this one, because we've had like 5 or 6 or 7 different sort of versions, and it's so and that's one of the things that most of you guys don't know. You know, we go into incredible detail and testing regarding every single product that we create with Tiege Hanley. Well, the lip balm is going to be our second official sort of new product launch and rollout. And so we had to make the decision yesterday. This is the final product. Everybody loves it. It is amazing. It seriously is like so incredible. It's ridiculous. This lip balm. It has an SPF in it to help with sun protection. Anyway, it goes on super smooth. It's just an amazing product, but it took a lot to get here. So we had to make the call. Yesterday, Rob Kelly and I had a conversation about, okay, what's the opening order that we do? The way that we're planning on selling this, it's not going to come like standard in a kit. The way that we're thinking about it and the way that we're sort of designing it, the new website we've talked about, we're having designed as we speak. We want to add more Tiege Hanley products like lip balm and possibly like deodorant and like other things. We have a lot of products that have been developed. This is, like I said, the next one that's going to launch. But with these new products, basically when you get the email notification for, hey, your Tiege Hanley system is getting ready to ship, would you like to add a lip balm for like whatever, a few bucks, or a deodorant or whatever, and you can click, yeah, send me that, or no, don't send me that. And so, or you do nothing and we don't send it to you. So my question to you is, for those of you that are Tiege subscribers, would you actually, would you be interested in, for say it was like $4 or $5 or something like that, would you be interested in grabbing a lip balm? Down in the comments, let me know. Say yes or no. And also, I'd like to know, what price would you be interested in buying the lip balm for? Because that's the other question. What do we charge? And so it's sort of up in the air, but one thing that we had to decide on yesterday is how many for an initial order. The downside to this product is that it's going to take like roughly around 45 to 60 days to get a new inventory. So if we launch this thing and even like 5% or 10% of dudes actually say, yeah, let me check out the new Tiege lip balm, we're going to sell out like super freaking fast. But that being said, we don't want to order like a massive crazy quantity because we don't know. We don't know if anybody will be interested in picking up a lip balm. And so it's one of those things where you've just got to kind of wing it. You got to take a swag and just be like, all right, let's just order, X number of thousands of units and we'll see. And to be completely honest, selling out isn't necessarily a bad thing. Now, selling out of an add-on product is different than selling out of or being sold out of like a subscription, something that people are expecting. Because if you run out of Tiege Hanley or if we run out of Tiege Hanley systems and we can't ship, all freaking hell will break loose because all these people are on a schedule, they're on a routine, and they need to get their orders every single time it's supposed to. And the other beautiful thing is that you get to customize everything. And so, the option to run out of our regular Tiege Hanley system or our acne systems, not an option. This, if we run out, it's like, okay, that's not necessarily bad because it increases, if you go on and you're like, yo, damn, I wanted to grab that, that lip balm, and, you can't get it. Next time we say, yo, lip balm's back in stock, a lot of times people will be like, awesome, and they grab it. Or we could also do like an email capture. Hey, we're out of lip balm right now, but if you're interested, make sure to hit that link and sign up, and once we get it back in stock, we'll send an email notification out. And so there are different ways to sort of spin it and to sort of skin the cat. And that's kind of the business takeaway. A lot of times people get super like stressed out about inventory management and running out of product, right? Running out of product is bad, but it can be good if you're trying to build hype and you've got a way to sort of manage the interested people while you're out of stock. And so lip balm, it's coming. Down in the comments, let us know. Yes, you would totally be down for some Tiege lip balm, or no. And the other question, if you say yes, what would you basically expect to pay for a lip balm? It's incredible though. This stuff is we have gone through it to get this, the best product that we can. And that's the other thing about all of the Tiege Hanley products. We do not sacrifice quality. The ingredients that go into everything, from our acne system to our face wash to our lip balm, is you cannot find better products. And the price, literally, it's going to be like a few bucks, $5, I don't know. Down in the comments, let us know yes and how much, or no, I'm not down. It is seriously pretty awesome. You know what else is awesome? Next week, guess who I'm introducing you to? The official Tiege Hanley dermatologist, who is like putting his bang seal of amazing approval. And he's not just any dermatologist. He's like you'll hear from him. I'm gonna call him up next week. We're gonna talk. We're gonna chat, and he's gonna tell you who he is and what his credentials are and why he is the real freaking deal. And why at Tiege Hanley we're so excited to finally have a dermatologist on board and to get the dermatologist recommendation for the acne system. And I'll explain next week. Next week will pretty much be all about him, all about the acne system, and why us sort of embarking on an odyssey, because literally we scoured the country to find the best dermatologist we possibly could that would be interested in participating and being a part of Tiege Hanley, helping us with approvals, helping us on product development in the future. The relationship is a great one, and we'll talk a little bit more about that next week. But right now, I'd like to give you a little update. We got so much stuff going on at Tiege Hanley. In, I believe, 2 weeks, maybe 2, 3, I'm going to be up in Chicago. So going to officially go and see the new finished space and meet all the team members. There are team members that I haven't met yet that I'm very excited about. We've got so much going on. It's sort of hard to, explain. There's so much, like everybody's working on their individual things. And I don't know that it will be like super interesting to tell you about, what we're doing in retention and what we're doing in, SEO. Like, it's just a lot of stuff behind the scenes. And so when we have big benchmarks, I'll definitely let you. Oh, I didn't tell you how we're rolling this out. Real quick, backing up just a second to this. We are not launching this until probably, it's going to be close to the new year. We're working on getting the new website redeveloped, and part of the process is going to be the add-ons. So it's not, we're going to have it in stock, but we're not going to be actually selling it for a few months. So that's that. But now we got a lot of questions from last week that I would like to dive into. James Humphreys has two tough questions to answer. How do you determine how much to pay your employees? And how do you figure out what your product should be priced at? So let's start with employees in terms of how to figure out how much to pay them. This is something where, this is tough. Personally, see, I've got a few different businesses, right? And I pay everybody differently. Some people are salary, some people are commission, some people are commission and salary, some people are hourly. At Tiege Hanley, most everybody is on a salary. And, how do you figure out how to pay people? It's industry average, what the job is, what the responsibilities, what sort of the going rate is, depending on, what their expertise is, there's so many factors that go into that. I would definitely look into, sort of industry standards, and you could probably do some Google searches on that. But the other thing that you can do is figure out some type of incentive program, whether or not that's annual bonuses or, pay raises every 6 months, or there are other ways to sort of compensate people. Profit sharing is another one if you want to give people equity after so long. Like, there are so many different ways to skin this cat. You've got to figure out what is right for you, what is right for your business, what is going to be acceptable to the people. And the other thing is, you might be like, yeah, the job's worth like $10 an hour, right? And for $10 an hour, you're going to get a $10 an hour employee. But at 15, the level or the caliber of person might be increased or might escalate. And so you've really got to figure out what it's worth to you, because there's a cost associated with turnover, right? Every time you've got to train somebody, that takes time, that takes money, that takes bandwidth. And so I am of the mindset of pay people a little bit better, but expect higher levels of performance and have high expectations. And, just make sure that you're taking care of them and have some type of structure where they are incentivized, whether or not it really depends. In terms of how much to sell your products for, first you got to figure out how much it costs you. Then you need to determine whether or not you're going direct to consumer like Tiege Hanley, or you're going to be selling it, wholesale to a larger vendor that's going to then turn around and sell it. And then you've just got to figure out, what makes sense, what people are willing to sell. Tiege Hanley is going direct to consumer, so there is no middleman. So it's not being marked up, 2 or 3 times before it gets to the consumer. And so we can offer a higher quality product at a better price because there aren't all these markups. And that's one of the beautiful things about the internet and going direct to the consumer. But if you're somebody and you want to ultimately sell to your customers, going to be, say, Walmart or Target or a specialty store, you're going to make your product, it's going to cost this, you're going to mark it up possibly 100%, that's kind of standard, and then they are going to mark it up again 100% for what they paid. So you just got to do the numbers, figure out what's right for you, and then make it happen. The COD Hotshot has a business question. Hi Aaron, I'm in a difficult situation. I own a fitness business. We do clothing, online coaching, and programs, etc. Things are great and I have 12 employees. Things are really good. Congratulations. That's actually awesome. The problem is I'm moving from my town next month. As a result, it will take me 2 hours to travel every day to the office, both ways. What can I do? My business office is in my hometown and it's time for me to move on now. All the best. What can you do? This is kind of like, this is a choice, man. You cannot move if you want to stay there, or you can try and set up shop in your business in your new town, but know that you're going to lose all the employees. And so maybe you can set up cameras, work remotely, maybe go into the office only a few days a week, maybe, like, there are things that you can do. But if it's really that big of a struggle and you want to keep the business going, I mean, this is a business. Don't move. It's a choice. And so I don't know what you can do other than not move or work remote or drive 2 hours a day, twice a day. I don't know. That does sound like a pretty crappy situation. And so I would definitely look to do something else. And if you're doing like programs and stuff, I don't know if you're sitting there and you're actually working with people or if you can do it online. You could also always transition to doing some of the workouts and stuff like that in the programs online. And you can do that from anywhere. So I would probably, the other thing is you could do like condensed business hours where you're only there, 3 days a week or 2 days a week, and then you make the drive and you do it that way. Or you could hire somebody to take over and then you can kind of manage things remotely, but that's really your options. Good luck. The last business question has a lot of parts to it. In a nutshell, actually, it's from King RBN. What's up, brother? Okay, he says, Aaron, you've answered my other questions well regarding micro business that I run as my side hustle. With increased competition and price undercutting with the products I sell, hair and shaving products, accessories, I've always had the idea of branching out and providing something more unique, which is harder to replicate. Service. It absolutely is harder to replicate. Specifically, image consulting for men. And that interesting side note, for those of you who don't know, that's kind of how I got into this whole thing. When my fitness center went down and in a ball of flames, I started doing more like image consulting. And the way I got into that is that I had a buddy when I had the fitness center. His name was Steve, and he was getting ready for a date. And he was like, hey, I don't know what to wear. And so I was like, okay, let me come over to your house, see what you have, see what you need. We'll go shopping. And by the way, your ear hairs are nuts and your eyebrows are crazy, and let's go get your hair cut. And lo and behold, I didn't realize, but I was setting up the foundation for a business, which was image consulting. So when I closed my fitness center, I set up a website and started doing that, on the side, and it worked for a little while. It was great money considering that, I was charging at the time like $1,500 for the day, where somebody would fly in and, and I would take them shopping and do all that stuff. And it was awesome when I would get clients. And so back to the question. My question is, as you have experience in image consulting, how should I get started? How do you price sessions and shopping trips, etc.? So basically, he is looking to add a level of service. It's actually kind of like an auxiliary business, but it sounds like you already have an audience because you're selling, products that guys who would potentially be interested in image consulting are using, like hair product and shave product. So a service is amazing. How would I recommend you get into that? Because he also says that he really doesn't have any experience in like matching patterns or clothing and stuff like that. So the first thing I would do is start to educate yourself on, basically what you need. The beautiful thing about image consulting is that it's just helping people take it one step further than they currently are. And what I mean by that is there are only certain basic things that you're helping guys with. You're helping them with their grooming, their haircut, their clothing, their shirts. Typically, every guy that I would work with was wearing a big baggy shirt. And so what would I do? Put him in something more tailored. In terms of pants, most guys are wearing bigger, baggier pants. So I would help them get into something a little more tailored, a little more fitted. Suits were typically big. Like the clothing is typically going to be larger. Occasionally, I would have a guy that was wearing stuff that was super small and we'd have to size up. Shoes is another thing. But there isn't like a whole lot that you're going to be helping them with. And you also have to remember this. They're not looking to go like 5 steps outside of their comfort zone. It's like 1 or 2 steps. And by making small, minor modifications and helping guys sort of up their game in certain areas, it makes all the difference in the world. And so what I'd recommend is start to learn about how clothing should fit, how to match basic patterns. And I think you're going to be okay, because at the end of the day, if they are hiring you, they believe that you know more than them. In terms of pricing, it's all over the board. I would do some research to see what people are charging. Don't make the mistake that a lot of people make in undervaluing yourself and your time. A lot of guys are like, oh, well, I don't know, I'm going to charge like $200. Remember, it's about perceived value. If you charge $1,000 for a day or $2,000, people automatically perceive that as more valuable. And so when I started, I charged $1,500. When I stopped, I charged $1,500. I never changed. From day one and client one, they paid me the same amount as the last client did. And it was just about me sort of figuring it out along the way. But it is definitely a great side hustle. And it's about talking to people. The internet has made it a lot easier to get clients, but that's a whole nother topic, a whole nother time. Gentlemen, that's it. I talked a lot. You saw my studio. We talked about the amazingness of lip balm, and next week you're talking to, or we are talking to the doc. And if you've got any business related questions down in the comments, start it with business question so that I can easily sort of filter through and find them and hopefully answer some next week as well. But next week it's all about the doc, talking to him and talking about why we need a dermatologist, or we feel we need a dermatologist on the Tiege team. Gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for giving this video a big thumbs up, and make sure to tell your entrepreneurial inspired friends all about us, because we're doing some cool things here on the vlog, and we I can't even talk. Hold on. We love you more than our double monk trap shoes. That's what I was trying to say. Guys, thanks so much. We'll see you next week.